Secrets buried in time, mysteries whispered in the shadows. Welcome to Greatest Mysteries and Crime, where we unravel the enigmas of the past and dive deep into the dark unknown. In December 2017, a shocking discovery stunned the city of Toronto. Barry Sherman, a billionaire pharmaceutical tycoon, and his wife Honey, a beloved philanthropist, were found dead in their mansion. The circumstances were strange. Their bodies were seated side by side near their indoor pool, with belts tied around their necks and looped over a railing. At first, police suggested it might have been a murder-suicide, but as new details emerged, it became clear this was something far more sinister. Today, we're unraveling the mystery of the Sherman murders. Who killed Barry and Honey Sherman? Why has this case remained unsolved for years? Let's dive in. On the morning of December 15th, 2017, a realtor entered the Shermans' mansion. She was there to prepare the property for an open house. What she found was horrifying. Barry and Honey Sherman were dead, sitting side by side in the basement near their indoor pool. Belts were tied around their necks and attached to a railing behind them. It looked like a gruesome scene out of a movie. Initially, police believed it was a murder-suicide, but the family strongly disagreed. They described Barry and Honey as loving and successful, with no history of violence or depression. As investigators examined the scene more closely, they began to agree. This was no murder-suicide. It was a double homicide. Oddly, there were no signs of a break-in. The house was locked from the inside. Whoever did this may have been let in willingly, or they had a key. Even stranger, the Shermans' bodies appeared to be carefully staged, suggesting this crime was planned and deliberate. Barry Sherman was a self-made billionaire. He founded Apotex, a company that revolutionized the pharmaceutical industry by producing generic drugs. His innovative business strategies made him one of the richest people in Canada. But Barry's success didn't come without controversy. Over the years, he faced lawsuits from competitors, former business partners, and even family members. One of the most notable disputes involved Barry's cousins, who sued him for a share of his fortune. They claimed Barry had cheated them out of an inheritance. The legal battle lasted over a decade and was settled shortly before Barry's death. Honey Sherman was the heart of Toronto's high society. Known for her philanthropy and charm, she donated millions to charities and hospitals. Together, Barry and Honey were one of the most influential couples in Canada, but their prominence also made them potential targets. Barry was known for his ruthlessness in business. Honey was outspoken and had a large social network. Both had connections that spanned powerful circles, but these relationships weren't always positive. The investigation into the Shermans' deaths got off to a rocky start. At first, Toronto police believed it was a murder-suicide. This assumption delayed crucial evidence collection and left investigators playing catch-up. 6 weeks later, police officially declared the case a double homicide. The family, frustrated by the slow progress, hired private investigators to dig deeper. They uncovered details that painted a chilling picture. For example, the belts around the Shermans' necks weren't used in a struggle. They were used to stage the scene. There were no defensive wounds on either body, suggesting the couple may have been subdued before their deaths. Security footage from outside the mansion showed no suspicious activity. There was no sign of forced entry. This led investigators to believe that the Shermans knew their killer or killers. Several theories have emerged over the years. The first involves Barry's business dealings. Apotex was involved in numerous lawsuits with rival pharmaceutical companies. Barry's cutthroat tactics earned him enemies in the industry. Could one of these rivals have wanted revenge? Another theory points to the family disputes. Barry's cousins had fought him in court for years, claiming he owed them a fortune. Although the case was settled, resentment may have lingered. Could someone close to the Shermans have harbored a deadly grudge? Then there's the possibility of a professional hit. The stage scene, the lack of evidence, and the precision of the crime all suggest this wasn't a random act. It was calculated. But who had the resources and the motive to plan something so elaborate? Some even speculate that the killer or killers may have been familiar with the mansion's layout, pointing to someone close to the Shermans or someone they trusted. One of the biggest questions is why this case remains unsolved. The Shermans were one of Canada's most powerful couples, with the resources to demand justice. Yet, years later, there have been no arrests. Critics argue that early mistakes by police, including treating the scene as a murder-suicide, may have compromised key evidence. On top of that, very little information has been released to the public. The police remain tight-lipped about their findings, and the family is still searching for answers. With so many questions and so few answers, the case remains a haunting mystery. The murders of Barry and Honey Sherman shocked a nation. How could two of Canada's most prominent figures be killed in their own home, with no witnesses, no suspects, and no clear motive? As time passes, the mystery only deepens. What do you think happened to Barry and Honey Sherman? Was it a professional hit, a crime of revenge, or something else entirely? Share your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mysteries and true crime stories.